Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
Anthem, the Star Spangled Banner.
Good evening, everyone, and hopefully everybody can hear me just fine here tonight as we get ready for another night of On the Pole here. As we get set with the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series here tonight. Currently, you'll see there on the right side of your screen, if I can, where'd all my controls go here? They disappeared on me. Best time right now in practice is we still got about 4.5 minutes or more here of practice remaining. We got Alex Berry there in the number 20 with a 31.170 as the best time. Mark Morton there in second with a 31.221 here tonight as we go around the racetrack here. Chris Melton here third, or has just bumped up into second with the second best time with a 31.209 there for the number 49. Chris Phillips back here in the fourth position as it stands for practice with a quick time of 31.236. Matt Gall back here with 31.248 for his time and that number 78 machine. Oh, it's been a couple weeks here since we last were with the Gen 6 series as we took the week off for the 4th of July. Hopefully everybody enjoyed their week off. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the 4th as well. I know I spent the whole week at my fairgrounds, got home yesterday, got everything packed away, and am up and running tonight. Unfortunately, though, if you're looking for the normal type of thumbnail for tonight, that will be updated here shortly. As soon as I unpack the laptop from the camper. I haven't brought in my so-called paint shop hard drive yet because I thought I'd be able to do some paint shop work while I was at the fair, but it turns out my laptop said no deal to that. All right, as we keep working down through the field here. We got John Houston here in the number 28 Valvoline Texaco machine. As his time looks to be a 31.255 right now, as he's going to try to push it 3 wide here in practice. Coming off a corner number 2. Jason Kinney in the number 66 machine. Down there on the inside, there you see Rick Baldwin in the number 19. Johnny Hurst out here in the number 58. Tim Richardson in the number 2. Matthew Barker there in 13th. 13th fastest right now with a 31.332.
46 pitting in.
Running around in the 96. John Daniels there in the 02 machine here tonight. Jeffrey Ledford in the number 01 James Wagoner Welding machine. Stephen Chu in another James Wagoner Welding machine in the 00 here tonight. And I'm not seeing, normally I see a 01 out here. Oh, that was Jeffrey Ledford. Okay. Different paint scheme on the 01 here tonight. As Chris Ramsey out on track in the number 13. Just under 2 minutes left to go here in practice tonight. Drivers are making their way to pit road to get tonight's racing underway. Hopefully they got the feeling of the cars. Hopefully they're all situated. As you see there, the number 20 painted up like an old Tony Stewart machine. They're out front right now for Alex as he's out there in front with a 31.170 for his time right now. We're coming out here of the corner down the front stretch here at Kentucky. As you heard, right, we are at Kentucky here this evening for the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series, brought to you by the Roughneck Racing. Become elite. There you see the 88 machine of Mark Morton sitting there on pit road. And Merrick Watchhorn out on the track. I'm trying to get some good, exciting things going on as we're down to 15 seconds and counting here in practice. We're getting ready to roll here with the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series here from Kentucky. In just a moment as practice wraps up, we're going to move into some qualifying here tonight for the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6. Let's take a quick commercial break and we will be right back.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
All right, as we're back here, we're seeing the number 66 of Jason Kinney coming out on track here, trying to make the best of his laps. Johnny Hurst making his way out. Mark Morton making his way out as well. So you can keep track of some of the drivers down there on the bottom of your screen. Down there where it's John Daniels right now. Rick Baldwin's out there. Mike Davino as well down there on the bottom of your screen. And the man we want to keep an eye on is Jeffrey Ledford, as the 66 is out here making his first lap around. That's the 66 of Kinney. Coming across the start line, getting that green flag and around. He's coming through turns 1 and 2. You can see the qualifying times down there on the bottom of your screen, and we'll see how they start racking up here as Kinney comes around 3 and 4. We'll see what his first lap time will be. And as he comes across the line, looks like his first lap is going to be a 31.570. Or I'm sorry, no, for Kenny, it is a 31.270. But the guy I'm curious to keep an eye on is going to be that number 20. And Alex is not out on track right now as of yet. Trying to see here. Johnny Hurst in the number 58. Currently, he has a time of. Trying to see here. Andrew Smith, we're currently looking at in that number 4 machine. Thirty of Wagner out on track now, putting in his lap. There you see Merrick Watchhorn, his lap's coming to an end. There you see the number 20 of Alex as he comes back out on the track. Here comes James Wagoner out of the corner, coming across the start-finish line. Wagner gonna set with a 31.507. Time to beat right now is set by Watchhorn with a 31.036. We'll see how Alex does here in that number 20 machine as he comes around the back stretch here, heading into corner number 3. We'll see how well he does here at Kentucky Speedway. He was the fastest in practice. We'll see what he does here in qualifying around turn number 3. He comes right now in the corner number 4, back out onto the front stretch, and we will see how his first lap goes here for Alex, and it's going to be a 31.252 for his lap number 1 time. And he's coming around, going to try for that second lap as the times are winding down here and coming in. Pilot's out there trying to make his laps right now as here comes Alex off at corner 3, out of 4, coming up off of 4. He's going to try to pick up some time this time as he comes down the front stretch, and he will be sitting. Looks to be at a 31.263 for his quick time here tonight. So Watchhorn still holding on to that pole right now. Rowdy out there at the moment in that number 29 machine. Can everybody hear me? Yeah, everybody can hear me all right. No, that's good. As we got Jimmy Pilot moving up in the 15th spot through his lap 1. Oh, that looks to be the end of qualifying here. As we get underway, let all your friends know here tonight for Roughneck Racing. We are bringing you the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series, and we definitely want to shout out to James Wagoner as a great sponsor for this league. All right, we're getting ready here for the 100-lap race here tonight. We're going to go ahead and get to the grid here as soon as we can. Here's our starting grid. Merrick Watchhorn will start pole with Christopher Barker on the outside of row number 1. Inside row number 2, in that third position is going to be Jason Kinney in that number 66. Stephen Shue for Foothills Motorsports going to start in 4th in that 00 outside row number 2. Inside row number 3 is Alex there in that number 20 machine. Outside row number 3 in that 6th position. And the number 88 is Mark Morton. James Wagoner for Roughneck Racing is there in 7th position in that 30 machine. Jeff Scott, number 38 for Social Outcast Racing, will start off outside row number 4 in 8th position this evening. And row number 5 is John Houston in that number 28 machine, starting 9th. And the outside of row number 5, starting in 10th, is Matthew Barker, and at number 96 for Roughneck Racing. Chris Phillips in the number 6 machine will start inside row number 6 and 11th. And 12th, outside row number 6, is John Daniels for FLO DT Racing and that number 02 machine. Whoop. Well, I did it. And 15th, Jimmy Pilon Rowdy will be rolling off in 15th inside row number 8. I'm sorry, I skipped a row here. We're going back to row number 7 with Matthew Gall starting on the inside and that number 78 for Social Outcast Racing. Rick Baldwin on the outside of row number 7 and 14th position. And the number 19 for Social Outcast Racing as well. Jimmy Pilon there will start in 15th for Roughneck Racing and that number 29, Johnny Hurst on outside row number 8 and 16th position. In the number 58, Johnny Hurst. In 17th, Jeffrey Ledford in the number 01 for Foothills Motorsports. Andrew Smith in 18th for Roughneck Racing. Brian Hennings in 19th. Mikey Davino in 20th. 21st is going to be Chris Melton. Ramsey there in 22nd. Hurst 23rd. Richardson 24th. And that'll be the grid as they come to the line, getting underway for Green Flag Racing here this evening for Roughneck Racing Gen 6. And that inside lane already trying to pull away with only 2 cars coming down here in the corner at number 1. Side by side as everybody's rolling along. That number 91 of Watchhorn out front as your race leader. But look out, here comes Jason Kinney to the inside. He's going to look to see if he can move his way up through as the 46 of Chris Barker falls back a couple positions here into 3rd position. Now here comes Kinney looking to the outside possibly as they come down the back front stretch here, down through the tri-oval. Side by side, Watchhorn and Kinney. Stephen Shue working his way up through as well as he's got company from Mark Morton down there on the inside. And looks like Richard Hurst is going to be a lap down working off a pit road. He might have started from the pits. Not sure if he missed the grid or something. Now Morton, they're at the corner of the 46 of Chris Barker. Kinney out front, and look at this Hornets that's there, and they are touching. They're coming off the corner. They keep it together, though, as they work down here through the tri-oval side by side. Stephen Shue sitting there in 5th. James Wagoner in 6th. Alex there in 7th. Jeff Scott in 8th. Johnny Hurst in 9th. Andrew Smith there in 10th. Our top 10 drivers all really close up here towards the front here at Kentucky tonight. I don't know why I keep wanting to call it Kansas, but it's Kentucky Speedway tonight that we are at. And everybody's working down through here. Side by side is Wagner and Shue as Wagner is down on the inside working below Shue coming through 1 and 2. Out front, it's Kinney as he overtook Watchhorn for that lead. Morton there in 3rd. Barker 4th, Stephen Shue there in 5th, Wagner there in 6th. Still battling alongside us, Stephen Shue, as they work down through the corner. Side by side through corner 3. As you see, Foothills there on the side of Stephen Shue's machine. Alex there in that Home Depot number 20, working his way up through the field as he's at the bumper of Wagner right now. We know in practice, he set the quick time in practice, but did not get it there in qualifying, and is currently 2 spots down from where he currently qualified. So lap number 5 of the 100 here tonight, as we are heading down here into quarter number 3 once again. Here comes Chris Barker in that number 46, moving his way up through, and so is that 4 of Andrew Smith as he's looking to the bottom here of the racetrack, coming through the tribal, and there comes the 38 of Jeff Scott as he works his way through as well. Down through the corner, into the back stretch they come as Watchhorn, and we got caution and trying to see what happened. Looks like Matthew Gall might have had an issue. Oh, yeah, he definitely went around and collected, looks like the Ames Wagoner machine at 96 of Matthew. That was Ace that kind of squeaked his way through. But Gall having some issues back here towards the back, trying to figure out where it exactly started. Here for the on the pole instant replay as they come down the backstretch. Looks like, I don't know, did he come down into the 96 of Matthew? Yeah, that's almost kind of what I'm looking at here, but we'll see here what type of view we got here as they come down here into the corner number 3. This is where the issue is going to happen as the 96 of Matthew Gall comes down. Looks like the 78 did kind of come down a little bit. And it's going to just go across the nose there of
Hey, race control, can I
oh,
get
down here,
a
coming down into
flag
quarter 3.
here?
There you see the
It's
78 kind of
passing
going a little
yellow, but
farther away
I was
from the
gonna back
wall,
the
coming
field on
down there,
the
trying to get
already,
lined up
so
for
I'm
the
not
corner
sure that
entry. The 96 is there, and they just make contact going into the corner. The 78 gets sideways, tries to save it. The 96 trying to back off to give him room, but unfortunately does not back off and up, and then just decides to push him completely around. They come through the corner. And the 78 definitely comes down, and he does a great job not hitting anybody else. Everybody does a great job clearing him as he comes back down here onto the access road and gets it back underway onto the front stretch. So it doesn't look like too much damage there for Matthew All as he gets back underway. And here at lap 7, lights are still on the pace car.
Okay, after review, 78, that one is on you as you came down when the 96 was there.
Alrighty, so
Mike, test 1, test 2.
We got you.
Hey, John, you're blinking quite a bit there, buddy. Which John? You.
That's why my payment's so high. $756.99. All right, as they come down here, they are side by side, lined up, ready for the restart. Lights are out on the pace car, and here they come down into corner number 3. That iRacing pace car, driven by Fred, will pull off the racetrack, and Barney the flagman will go and get that green flag waving in the air as they come off of corner number 4 this time. Here, and they will be on lap number 10 out of 100, so 90 laps to go here this evening for the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series. We get rolling here tonight. Hopefully everybody's having a good time watching here tonight. Everything's working fine and dandy here on the stream, it looks like. Everything's working well as side by side here as they come down here into corner number 1. Hopefully everybody's hearing everything okay. And down the backstretch. Side by side off of corner number 2. That's Morton and Kenny fighting for that lead as they come down here through the tri-oval as they worked off before. And we are 3 wide here for that fourth place. 4th, 5th, and 6th are side by side. That's Wagoner. Oh, they are close. That's the number 4 of Smith in the middle. And Shu out there on the outside as Wagoner gets clear and comes up in front of Shu. Now Alex trying to work his way up through as well.
Thank you.
As they are almost 4 wide coming off the corner here at corner number 4, coming down the front stretch, 2 rows, 3 wide deep. Here down through the tri-oval. That got 2 rows, 3 wide deep. You're almost looking like a 4th row or a 3rd row trying. As you see it there, there is a 3rd row getting together as they work off of 2. And here we go. As we got it rolling here really well, we're going to go and try to heat it up here tonight. All right, and that was a little bit of heated up here through Kentucky. We're still side by side again for that lead as Mark Morton and Jason Kinney still battling it out. James Wagoner there in 3rd. We got him still battling back here, and we got one spinning down there on the racetrack. I look like Brian Hennings coming down, gets it locked up, and he is into the pit box. And that is not how to enter pit road, as he's going to.
Sorry, Jimmy, I got run down. Come up, got loose.
It's not quite the way he wanted to enter pit road. And there you see Stephen Shoes still out there in that sixth position, or I'm sorry, in the fifth position. Johnny Hurst in sixth, Alex there in seventh as they work up through the field. The first 5 cars all single filed out right now, as Morton and Kenny are still trying to battle it out for that front spot. And look out, here comes Wagoner coming up through the field as he is up 4 spots. Johnny Hurst doing a wonderful night here in that number 58 machine as he's working here up through the grid. He's up 10 spots from where he started, currently sitting here in 6th, right behind Stephen Shoes. They work down through the front stretch trioval area of Kentucky, down here in the corner number 1, and he's doing a great run here tonight. The next biggest mover we have tonight is Andrew Smith here at lap number 19. And that's in the number 4 machine. And he has worked his way up towards the front a little farther than where he's at, but has had some struggles here, I think. And he's there racing that race to stop suicide there on the front of that machine. Twiggy, they're in, we got Twiggy sponsored machine, that Merrick Watchhorn number 91. As he's still trying to work his way back up through the field after starting on the pole here this evening. And James Wagoner gets around Kenny. So he moves up there in the second place, and he's going to make a run for the lead as he dives it down here in the corner number 3, side by side. And here comes Kenny working back across the top side, way up against that outside wall. Gets it up there, gets it caught, and gets a little loose, but chases it back and recollects. And now he's working down here in the corner number 1 again. That would have cost Kenny just a little bit of momentum as he had to fall back slightly. And Wagoner up, and he gets loose off of corner number 2 down the backstretch. So Wagoner now falls back, clear back to 8th position after running up there in the second place. So that's going to move second back over to Kenny. Christopher Barker, they're in the Ninja Turtles machine at number 46, working up here into that 3rd position. Johnny Hurst, we were talking about him a moment ago, up 10 positions. Now he's up 12 positions as he's currently sitting here in 4th. Watchhorn trying to work his way back up through it. He's working on the bottom side. Stephen Shoe on the outside. Looks like Shoe's going to try to complete the pass out on the outside as the 91 of Watchhorn down there on the inside. He's coming back, though. Look at him down there on the inside, up the track, and see, it does look like he clears Shoe off of corner number 4 down here through the trioval at Kentucky. Back down through here in the corner number 1. Everybody working really well as we got the battle going on for the lead once again with Kenny out front, up top, and Morton now on the bottom side in that Nationwide Amp Energy number 88. It looks like Morton's going to fall back there into 3rd as Barker gets that lead. I'm going to say Chris Barker gets the lead, that 2nd position up there on that high side. Johnny Hurst has some battle now going on from that number 91 of Watchhorn as Watchhorn's underneath. Pushing really hard up there against that number 88 of Morton as he's trying to gain back up there towards the front where he was just at. And they are definitely tight up there in the front of the pack. Watchhorn down to the bottom. Looks like Morton's going to go up high. We're going to go almost 3 wide coming off of corner number 4. And we are 4 wide as the 91 of Watchhorn's down there on the bottom. Johnny Hurst up there in the 3rd position now as they're working up through the grid. Shoe falls back there in the 5th. Here comes Watchhorn up there on the bumper now of that number 46 machine of Barker. Where Kenny is up there in front. Where did the other driver go that was running up there? I forget who that was now for a moment. Oh boy, who was running up front with him? It might have been Morton, but I'm unsure. Morton has fallen back. There you see a car coming off the pits. That was the number 5 machine, if I was looking at it correctly. I see an 8 machine. Brian Hennings in the 74. Laps down. There's the 13 of Chris Ramsey. Tim Richardson up there in that number 2. The 22 of Richard Hurst. Caution is out. Wagner having issues. Oh, coming through the trial. Well, looks like the 4 comes down and gets into the number 30, sends the 30 up into the wall, and what a wreck. What a hard hit there for the 30 of Wagner, who had gone, and I don't know, maybe that engine expired on him as well. We'll have to see here, see what we can get from an on-view kind of point.
He's out on the back stretch. I'm back.
So as we're coming down here, you can kind of see he kind of gets hooked.
I knew you would be.
And yeah, you heard the engine expire out of the number
Honestly,
30.
if the green kept going, I would have been happy.
See if we can see
me
anything.
too.
Oh, there. On the RPMs. Watch these RPMs. A drop clear to 300 on the dash, as that's the lowest they will go. And it's just quiet as can be for that number 30 machine, as he's now sitting waiting for a getting that motor fixed up and hopefully get headed back out here. But he'll be a few laps down, and here comes the rest of the pack down pit lane right now here at lap 29. See who we got over here.
I love you, Dougie.
See if we can get a hold of Mark Watchhorn. Good evening there, Watchhorn. How's it going?
Doing good, doing good.
All righty. Well, how's that race car feeling out there tonight?
Tight. We're kind of all in traffic, so everyone's just getting plowing out the exit of every corner. So it's just going to come down to who saves the best tires for the long run.
All right. I noticed, I believe, if I remember correctly, because right now my mind's so scattered for some odd reason, but you qualified pole here tonight. You think you can get back up her and recapture that lead?
Yeah, I was trying to do some strategy there by having the fuel out there, have the kind of the 10 lap, gap between me and everyone else, and kind of do what I need to do to possibly win this race. But we're just gonna have to do another stop at least. So I was trying to do it as a one stopper and then kind of go about it because it was early in the race. But here we are out here trying to do what we do best. So hopefully we can win this race. I got JD on my inside, so let's see if we can work together and try and drive away from the field.
Well, we'll see how it works, and it's definitely interesting when these cautions comes out, because it definitely throws your strategies in a completely different direction.
Yeah, no, it comes down to who, comes down to the driver in the box at this point, making sure that, you stay out of trouble, position yourself in the best possible way of winning, and then just trying to mind your P's and Q's around traffic. Driving from the back to the front like that early on was kind of terrifying because everyone started having their tires fall off. So didn't have that clean air to be able to position myself in the best opportunity. So maybe probably won't do that again, but just trying to go for strategy at this point.
Alrighty, well, before I let you go here, as it looks like you're getting lined up, are you nervous about that 58 coming up behind you?
I think Hurst is going to give me a run for my money. I have no doubt. Hopefully Johnny keeps it clean and we both have a great, fantastic showing of the race.
Well, I know he has a great car out there as he's up 13 positions from where he started, currently sitting in third. So good luck to you as we continue to watch on up here in the booth.
Copy that. Thanks, guys.
But I will tell you, some of my transfers, I have red lights transfers. I got sent to AHS Wexford for a guy going down to the pathfinder. Low heart rate. Low heart rate. You get in the truck, this heart rate is low. Alrighty, so that was Merrick Watchorn. As lights are out, he's starting there on the inside, it looks like. Teammate John Daniels out there on his outside, so he's hoping that they can work together. See if they got any other teammates up through here. Kai Shapper, not seeing him on the grid at all. For that number 43 machine. And Houston is currently sitting back in 16th. So, Afro Man Racing up here in that front area. 1 and 2 at the moment. John Daniels and Merrick Watchorn. Christopher Barker, they'll be third. Or, I'm sorry, Johnny Hurst be third. Chris Barker on the outside there in that 46 Ninja Turtles machine as they get ready to rock and roll here tonight. Once again, here about lap 31, they'll make it lap 32 on the board when they cross that stripe, taking a green flag from Barney, the flag man, once again. And there you see Fred, they're about ready to pull that machine down there on the pit lane. There he goes. And we're going to be down and away once again here for the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series. And out there on top, that's John Daniels. He's the control car, and he chose that outside lane coming to this restart, and they're down and away. And Johnny Hurst, he's going to try to work with the number 91 of Watchorn as they come down here into corner number 1 and push that 91 up there into second so he can try to battle for that third spot as we're side by side off the corner. And Watchorn now battling his teammate up there for the lead. And he lets him around coming down here. John Daniels up 10 spots. Johnny Hurst here in third. He's up 13 spots. Chris Melton doing a great job here tonight. I haven't really talked about him much, but he's here in 8th, up 13 positions as well. So having a decent run here tonight for him as well in that number 49. And right behind him is Pyland as he's working through the corner up there on the high side. And down here off the number 2 onto the backstretch. Everybody's trying to fight for positions here as we're just a little over a quarter of the way through, maybe a third of the way through now of the race. As Watchorn out front, almost running that clean air to his advantage. But here comes Johnny Hurst now up to second. He's battling Daniels. And we got one up there brushing that outside wall once again. Not sure who that might have been as we're looking at the number 6 of Chris Phillips now as they work off a 2 down here onto the backstretch. Side by side, you got the 88 there of Mark Morton as he's trying to work his way back up towards the front in the corner number 3. That AMP National Guard Mountain Dew machine painted up to look like one of Junior's old paint schemes here as they come out of 4. Down here into the trioval, and the 46 of Barker has fallen back now as he's... the restart happened. He has fallen back, and so has the 02 of John Daniels as he's battling here beside John Hurst. Now the front drivers, being that he's out front, that's Watchorn. He enjoys seeing the battles going on behind him because that slows them drivers down a little bit. And here comes Morton once again. Morton, we know he's been strong all night long as well as Morton gets up there into the mix to battle for that second and third position. Stephen Shue, he's not done yet either as he's down 2 spots from where he started the race overall. Down here through turn number 1 and 2. Front to back, he is to that number 46 of Chris Barker. We got quite a few drivers. Laps down, Mikey Davino. Oh, man, maybe I should have put that to this so we know where they're at and how many laps down they are. Chris Phillips up to 6 now as Stephen Shue falls back there to 7th. Pyland in 8th, Jeffrey Ledford 9th. Alex now up to 9th, Jeffrey Ledford falling back to 10th. Watchorn still leads with Hurst there in 2nd, Morton there in 3rd, John Daniels 4th, Chris Barker there in 5th, Chris Phillips 6th, Stephen Shue there in 7th, Pyland there in 8th, Jeffrey Ledford 9th, and Alex again sitting 10th as everybody comes down here into... All right, sorry about that brief interruption. As we come down here into the backstretch there, you see the number 20 trying to make his way up through the field. That's Alex, as he's currently sitting in ninth. Again, he was fastest in practice, but struggling here in the main race as Watchorn is out front, but he's got company from Morton. We were curious about Hurst, as Hurst is currently sitting third. But Morton, he's been strong all night. He battled up there with Kenny for a while as those two battled along side by side for the lead. Now he's got Watchorn up there in that lead spot. And here comes Hurst diving to the inside into 3, and he's going to try to get that spot away from Morton as they come down here off the corner number 4, down here onto the front stretch once again. Up there against that wall, that was Pilot. Not sure if he touched it or not coming off the corner. Hopefully everything's sounding great for you guys watching. If you have any comments or things you'd like us to say here on air, let us know there in the chat box. We'll be glad to give shout-outs and things. Let the drivers know that you're cheering them on here tonight. Watchorn out front there in the number 91 with Morton there in second. Trying to chase him down. Hurst third, Daniels fourth, Chris Barker there in fifth. And everybody battling side by side there for that. Looks to be 8th and 9th, or I'm sorry, no, 7th and 8th, as Shu is looking underneath the number 20 of Alex as they work off of 2 down the backstretch once again. Side by side, there is the 20 as he now gets the shot as he got around Shu. Now he's getting a shot to get under the 6 machine. Does not quite get there as of yet, coming off of 4, but Hurst not giving up on Morton up here at the front. As now Hurst is getting around Morton out there on the high side as now they work down here in the corner number 2. And off of 2, back out here onto the backstretch. Johnny Hurst up there to second. John Daniels in 4th, Christopher Barker there in 5th, Chris Phillips there in 6th, Stephen Shu in 7th. Alex 8th, Jeffrey Ledford there in 9th, and Jason Kinney rounds out your top 10 here right now. As Kinney's almost looking to see if he can split them for 3 wide action coming down the front stretch as he does. As he's down there on the inside. And Ledford's up there on the high side, and the 20 of Alex gets caught in the middle, and he falls back now to be your 10th position driver. Here comes the number 19 of Rick Baldwin. Really haven't talked about him much this race as he's trying to work his way back up through the grid. But your biggest mover right now is that number 58 of Johnny Hurst up here in second. As he's looking on there in the front of him to that number 91 of Watchorn. Looks like Morton's coming into pit lane here at 44 out of 100 on the board, and he looks like he pulled it in and towed. So unsure what's going on with that machine. I don't know if he ran out of gas or what exactly happened. That Morton pulled it in and then had to jump to the pits. Johnny Hurst still battling there for seconds. That's not going to help Morton's night there as we're looking on to the battle now for 3rd between Daniels and Chris Barker. As they come down here through the front stretch, and it looks like Barker might have just blinked out for, oh no, that's the 0-2. Daniels blinking out for a moment. Shu right there, Chris Phillips there. Jason Kinney now worked his way back up into the mix as he's up here to 8th. And we know that number 66 is a quick machine here tonight. And you see the number 19, Rick Baldwin, as they work down through the front stretch here side by side. Almost 3 wide once again back there along the 10th position. As that 49 of Mountain is trying to work his way back up through the field once again. Kenny getting a little loose coming off of 4, trying to figure out where to be. Ends up pushing on the 6 machine of Chris Phillips as they come down here in the corner number 1. Stephen Shu in the 00. Up here in 5th, trying to work on John Daniels in that 0-2. Chris Barker in at number 46, currently sitting 3rd with Johnny Hurst there in 2nd as he works his way around the racetrack. Merrick Watchorn up there in front in that number 91 machine. 3 wide, almost 4 wide in places as they come through the front stretch down here into corner number 1 here on lap 47 of 100, coming into halfway. And, whoa, boy, hang on to it there, Alex. Great job as they come through the corner as he chases it up the racetrack off of 2 down here onto the backstretch. And we got more cars having issues as the caution is out. Matthew Gall is backwards. Ledford, Smith, other drivers involved. There you see, looks like they got a little loose coming off the corner. You got the number 4 sliding around. That was Andrew Smith. I think Ledford was involved as well, if I was looking at things correct. Yes, Ledford involved. Houston went off track in that number 28 as he was involved. So as they come off of the corner, you kind of see them get a little loose. There you see the 28 dip, and I'm not sure if he got hooked from behind or what exactly happened as they all go skidding around, trying to see who that white machine was up there at the high side that went around. And that looks to be the number 2 of Tim Richardson that was involved in that as well. So as we're about halfway through, Richard Hurst saying it's not his best track. Currently sitting back here right now in 20th for that SBGN broadcast machine. '78 of Matthew Gall now out there on the racetrack in the pit lane as they're working down the front stretch. Lap 49 of 100. Rick Baldwin out front now in that number 19. Chris Melton there for a second. It looks like everybody else just kind of ends up coming on the pit lane. Honest Sherry there in the chat box trying to cheer on Richard Hurst. As we say, Richard Hurst currently looks like he's lining up in 10th, so not too terrible here for that number 22 machine so far as we're sitting about halfway tonight here at Kentucky. All right. Well, looks like Merrick Watchorn is going to line up as the leader. Wagner sitting behind the pace car, so he possibly get a wave around as the 19 Baldwin and the 49 Melton came into the pits. Look again. What am I looking again at there, Richard? All right, we're getting ready here for another restart here at lap 51. Already down to turn number 4, down here into the front stretch. Fred has pulled that race car off on the pit road, and we are going to be green flag racing here at lap 52. Once again, Johnny Hurst in that number 58 doing a great job up here in the front with Merrick Watchorn up front in that number 91. Richard Hurst currently sitting back here in 8th. Again, not having too bad of a night. He says it's not his best track, which that's all right. He's up 15 positions from where he started as he works through the corner here in the number 22 machine. Christian Barker now moves up there in the second as Johnny Hurst falls back a little bit in the third, and Kenny making his way back up there towards the front as well. As he gets up behind Hurst, going to try to push him down the backstretch, and Shu always up front, it seems, here in the Roughneck Racing. That 00 and that 01 also do a great job working up through the field and usually are there towards the end of the race. As they are working down here through the tri-oval down here in the corner number 1. Side by side they are with Watchorn and Hurst coming down through onto the backstretch. Merrick out front. Johnny Hurst there in second. Jason Kinney there in third. Barker up there in fourth. Shu there in fifth. Richard Hurst there in sixth. James Wagoner entering pit lane. Johnny Hurst up there in second. Right behind Merrick Watchorn. And side by side there for third is Kinney and Barker. And right behind them is Hurst and Shu side by side. They're battling hard, coming off of 4 back into the tri-oval. Looks like Hurst. And oh no, the 01 of Ledford just takes a hard hook up into that outside wall. He's going to keep it moving. It looks like we might stay green. But that outside left front wheel or right front wheel for the 01 of Ledford is broke, and he's going to have to bring it down here onto the apron and bring it back around to pit lane. Tough break there for Ledford. Now we're staying green there as Watchorn's out front. Hurst there in second. And caution is going to come out for Jeffrey Ledford as he brought it there to a stop on the backstretch. So we'll go back and see exactly what happened here. If we can find out what happened to Watchorn. Forgive me as we do a little bit of rewind here at Laker Farm TV to find out how exactly he got clipped coming around off of 4. And where would be the best camera angle? Oh, there we go. All right, so they are 3 wide. There you see the 01 way up there against the outside wall. Brushes the wall, ends up coming down, bounces off the 20, which then brings Ledford back up top and slams back into that outside wall. Tough break there for Ledford. Just tough, close racing off of 4. Unfortunate there for Ledford as we get rolling. And we're going to take a quick commercial break here and come back for another restart here shortly.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
All right, let's see who's around here in the Discord for us to talk to under caution here. All right, let's see. All right, so here we go. We're getting ready once again here tonight for another restart with a little under 40 laps to go, or it'll be about 40 laps to go when we get back green flag racing. Good evening, Richard. How's it going?
Oh, it's going pretty good, man. How's it going?
It's going real good up here in the booth, it seems, and I thought you said this was one of your worst tracks.
Well, if you look where I began and look where I am, I'm not going to stay here for long.
I mean, you're currently sitting third. I mean, you've just been slowly creeping up through the field. We've had a couple creepers up through the field tonight.
I think I've taken over the biggest mover of the race so far.
Right now you have. You're up 20 spots from where you started.
Yeah, so far it's been a real good race here at Kentucky, and you know, a lot of great competitors. Like I said, I do not think I want to stay up here for very long. If it goes green, it's going to be a few mileage race. Maybe we got enough to make it to the end, maybe not. But yeah, it's good hard racing.
Well, you think you have what it takes to stay up there?
Maybe, but I'm gonna put on a good show. I know I got Chassis out there watching, so I'm gonna try to put on a good show.
Well, it should be. It's been a good show all along so far tonight. It's been exciting to watch, and we'll see who comes out on top tonight.
Yep. I would look out for that 58 or the 91. They're very strong. They've been running up front for quite a bit, but. All right, man, it's time to get back to work. So
that 66 is another one I'm keeping an eye on. So,
but all right, man. Well, have a good rest of your broadcast, and let's see if we can bring it home.
All righty, sounds good there, Richard. That was Richard Hurst. He's currently sitting third in that number 22 machine. Lights are off. Fred pulls that car into pit lane. And we're getting about ready to get back green flag racing here at Kentucky. And green flag will drop. They're going to be down on the way. And Kenny gets a recent restart here coming across the line. They're in first on the bottom. And Christopher Barker up there up top in that number 46 machine. Currently second. Stephen Shue back here in fourth. And that Richard Hurst that we just spoke to. Currently sitting in third, just kind of minding his own race. It looks like he's almost driving his own race, not really worrying too much about what's around him. If he comes out a little better than where he started, great. If not, it don't seem like he's going to be too terribly upset. As Stephen Shue works down there on the inside now, is coming off of 4. Hurst up there towards the front, and there comes Pilot now up into the mix. He's up 10 spots. Andrew Smith up 12 spots. And at number 4 as they're working through the field here tonight. And Matthew Gall, after that mishap there a few laps ago, is back up battling here for 7th. Down here into the corner number 3 and 4. Now they're going to work off of 4 back here onto the front stretch through that tri-oval. And now Hurst has made it up into 2nd spot. So it's going to be interesting to see how this fuel mileage race plays out. Chris Barker sitting 3rd. Stephen Shue now up to 4th. Jimmy Powell 5th with Andrew Smith in 6th. Matthew Galton up to 7th. Now, here comes Ace there in 8th in that number 96 machine as he's looking to see if he can bring it on up through any more. Up there on that high side, coming through the trial, he's going to look to the outside of Matthew Gall as they head down here into corner number 1. The 38 of Jeff Scott also making some moves up there on that high side. It's been interesting to see which lane these drivers pick here tonight, as it's been both top side and low side. Interesting here to see how everything's playing out. And as we said, Hurst just kind of minded his own and racing his own race out there. Not sure exactly what the strategy is going to be here. As we know, Ledford had problems. He's there in the pits. Wagoner still sitting in the pits. Ledford looks like he might be out. Caution is out. Let's see who's going around. Andrew Smith hanging on to it. We got other drivers going around. That's going to help, I believe, Richard Hurst there up there in 2nd. So let's see who all got collected. Looks like we've got Jimmy Pilot involved. Merrick Watchorn involved. John Daniels involved as well. Let's go back here and look at this caution. So we got Shue and Pilot running here together. Come down, they can make contact. Pilot gets loose, ends up making contact again. Pilot there in the middle of the racetrack. Looks like everybody just scatters and makes their way around. So not sure what happened to Watchorn. We'll go back and look at Watchorn to see exactly what happened to that number 91 machine. So he made it through, and then he comes up, and he's the one that made contact to the 4, unfortunately. And then around he goes, trying to save it there as he locks it down on the apron, bringing it down to a stop. Great driving there by some of these drivers. John Daniels also having some issues here, this caution. John Daniels there in the 0-2 as he's trying to make it through. He might have got bumped a little bit. Bringing it back out here, and no, I'm not really seeing anything. I'm just wondering if it brought it up because he had stopped. As we're on board with Melton now. And here we're bouncing through the field a little bit. As we're here with the 20, now we're moving up here to Chris Barker, who's currently sitting in 3rd. That means Richard Hurst is sitting out there, going to be on the front row. It's just a matter of, does Kenny want inside or does Kenny want outside? We know that 66 is very fast. As you see the 46 there of Barker. Sitting there in 3rd, Stephen Shue 4th. 5th is Baldwin. Melton there in 6th. Johnny Hurst there in 7th. Alex there in 8th. John Houston there in 9th with Tim Richardson up to 10th after he struggled a few times here tonight. John Daniels in the 0-2. Jeff Scott in the 38. Merrick Watchorn there in the 91 is back here in 13th. After getting loose there, that caution flag and bringing out the caution, Matthew Barker, ace, sitting back here in 14th. Matthew Gall, 15th, with Mikey Davino there in 16th. Chris Phillips, 17th. Johnny Pyland Rowdy there in 18th with Andrew Smith. And the number 4 machine trying to get caught back up to the field here in 19th. So a little rundown through the field as we're back under caution once again. Let's take a quick commercial break before we get back under green flag conditions once again here from Kentucky.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
Here we go once again here at lap 69. Everybody's getting side by side. We're getting down here to the wire. Lights are out. We're going to get ready to rock and roll here tonight. Green flag back out there, down on the way. Kenny getting out to the front as we get rolling along here tonight with 31 laps to go in the James Wagoner Routing Gen 6 series here tonight. Three wide almost. Hurst out there on the high side. And like you said, he's not sure if he's going to be able to hang up there or not. Gets a little loose coming out of four with the shove there from Shu as they come down the front stretch. On here, down the back stretch, into corner number 3. Kenny, still your leader as everybody's fighting for position. There you see the 22 of Hurst kind of falling back. Kind of what he thought, but Baldwin doing a great run. Here is Johnny Hurst and that number 58 doing a great run as well, getting back up there towards the front. To his outside is that 46 of Chris Barker. Caution out, and there you see a mess of cars going around, and it looks like Hurst involved. Richard Hurst involved. Looked to be the 91 of Watchorn involved as well, along with possibly Jeff Scott and others. We'll see. Take another look here. Yeah, looks like Baldwin, Watchorn, Alex, and Richard Hurst all involved here at lap 73. And we're going to take a look of it. And it looks like, well, looks like a 19 gets loose, and then the 58 gets loose. There comes the 49 getting down in there as well, and sends the 19 of Baldwin around. That kicks it off there on the front stretch. It comes up in front, and the 20 trying to find a way through, and unfortunately did not. Same with the 91 of Watchorn. There you see down there at the bottom side of the racetrack, the 49 of Chris Melton getting into the side of Richard Hurst as Richard Hurst goes around. Lots of drivers going around here on the front stretch in that caution. Let's see here who we can get a hold of up front and see if Jason Kinney's around. Good evening there, Jason. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, how's it going, sir?
It's going great up here in the booth. You guys are putting on quite the action here tonight at Kentucky. I know you've kind of been up and down through this field a little bit here tonight, but most of the time been spent up front. You think you have what it takes in that number 66 machine to kind of bring it home tonight, or?
I hope so. I made an accident on pit road and had to start in the back there. But, I mean, this thing's pretty stout tonight, so I kind of like the track a lot, so it's different. So hopefully we can stay up here tonight.
Well, I know you battled quite a few drivers, like the likes of Mark Morton. I know you two were battling there for quite a while up there in the front two positions. And are you a little worried about Johnny Hurst being there at your back bumper right now?
No, I'm not too worried. I feel like Johnny's going to run me clean, so, you know, hopefully we can just keep our noses clean and finish it out with a good race.
Well, there's 25 laps to go, so good luck to you, and we'll see who can come out on top. I know that 58's got some speed to it as well.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to hopefully pit for tires here, so hopefully there's another caution. I've been kind of waiting because this track is really aggressive on tires.
Well, good luck to you. We'll see how it works out
Thank
for
you.
you. Well, that was Johnny Hurst. Or, I'm sorry, not Johnny Hurst. That was Jason Kinney in a number 66 machine. Trying to bring it home here tonight as we're under 25 laps to go. Here this evening. '29 Pilot Rowdy currently sitting there in second. I know normally we have some Pilot fans out there. Not sure if they're with us here tonight or not. Andrew Smith, they're in third. Alex, they're in fourth. I know he got caught up in an accident there at one point, but he's back up here to fourth. Matthew Gall, he had issues early on in the race, and he's now fought his way back up here to fifth. Matt Barker up here to sixth, with Chris Barker there in the number 46, certainly sitting in seventh. Eighth, John Daniels. Ninth, Chris Phillips. Stephen Shue rounding out your top 10 here tonight. As lights are out on the pace car, we're going to get ready to go back. Green flag racing here shortly. Merrick Watchorn there in 11th. Rick Baldwin in 12th. Tim Richardson there in 13th. Richard Hurst 14th. Chris Melton 15th. Mikey DeVino there in 16th. Johnny Hurst back here in 17th. And I don't think someone sent me anything for the utterly. All right. As you see, Johnny Hurst back there in 16th now. Green flag is out. Kenny's down and away. Piling there in second, trying to get that run on the high side. Matthew Gall down here in that number 78, down on the low side as they work down here in the corner number 1. 23 laps to go here this evening from Kentucky for the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series. Brought to you by the Roughneck Racing League. Become elite as they come down here in the corner number 3. Jimmy Piland back to third as he's trying to fight his way back up there into second position. And a couple of them getting a little loose, and I thought I saw one getting loose back here, but they keep it together. That was the 6 of Chris Phillips. Everybody doing a great job kind of squeezing away and almost 4 wide, but they keep it together as Hurst goes to the outside of the 6. They're 3 wide here as they work up through the field. Kenny, still your race leader as Andrew Smith there in second, Powell and Rowdy there in third, with Barker in fourth. I'm sorry, Chris Barker there in fourth, Matt Barker there in fifth, Stephen Chu there in sixth, Alex seventh. John Daniels now up to seventh as they're battling side by side. And we got Watchhorn trying to work his way up, back up through the front in that number 91 machine. Had some bad luck on his side here as he got caught up in the 1 caution. Now he's up here in the 8th as they come down the backstretch as he works around the number 20 of Alex. Down here in the corner, number 3 and 4, back around to the front stretch they come. As they look 3 wide, that's going to be the 0-2 on the bottom. John Daniels looking to the bottom. Stephen Chu in the middle. And Matt Barker up there on the high side as they get a little squeeze coming off the corner as the 91. Even down in the corner, number 1. The 46 of Chris Barker still up there on the high side right behind Piling. And there's the 4 of Andrew Smith up 16 positions. As he's going to battle Kenny down on the inside. Here comes Piling to the outside. And they touch coming through the corner. Everybody holds on to it. Almost 5 wide coming off of a corner here at Kentucky. They are back to 3 wide as there you see the 91 really battling hard to work his way back up there towards the front. Now he's certainly sitting in second. Now he's going to really give a run here towards the end of this. And the 96 is around, and oh no, we got a bunch of other cars involved as Barker goes around. Barker around up into the outside fence. As we'll see, coming off the corner. And I'm not sure if that was net code. I'm not sure exactly what that was. We're going to try to back us up here to see if there was net code or if the... As we're here in the blimp view, coming off of corner number 2. Watch that James Wagoner machine down there on the bottom side with that blue flag come up. And they just slightly touched there as there just wasn't enough room for Shoe to really make something happen. As Piling then gets into the back of Shoe. And Matt Barker goes around. Everybody else tries to scatter there. Look at that drift out of that 6 machine as he tries to gather it back up straight. Have Scott there in the 38. That's going to help Johnny Hurst a little bit, I would think, as the 46 there is still trying to collect it up down there on the inside of the racetrack. That back live here at Kentucky. John Daniels out front. See if we can talk to Doogie. Good evening, Doogie. I know your night's not going quite the way you would like it to, sitting there in the pit lane, but are you still working with the team to try to get them up front? Doogie, do you hear me at all? All right, well, Doogie must not be wanting to chat right now. All right, good evening there, Daniels. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I'm in the lead.
Do you think you can hold on to the lead is the question.
That's $1 million question. I got 14, maybe 15 laps to answer that. But I have no idea what that answer is going to be.
Well, I know you got a couple fast guys there around you. You got Merrick Watchorn out there on your outside. You got that 4 of Andrew Smith, who's worked his way up through the field, and not too far behind them is Chris Mountain in that number 49.
Yeah, I got Merrick to the outside. He's the biggest one I got to worry about. I think everybody else, I've beaten before. I know how to beat them, so I think I'll be able to stay ahead, barring anything crazy now. But we'll see how it goes here.
Well, we will see as it looks like everybody lined up. So Kentucky treating you pretty well then tonight, I take it.
I've been to the back. I've been to the front. I've been to the back. I've been to the front. So I think this new paint scheme I've got on has been helping me.
Well, hopefully it works out for you here tonight, and we'll see if you are in victory lane, or hopefully you can at least hold on for a podium finish.
Hopefully the competitors behind read my message on the back of the car. Push me to victory or else.
We'll see how all that works for you.
Well, hopefully so. Hopefully I'll be interviewing with you later.
Alrighty, well, good luck to you here the rest of the way.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
That's John Daniels, Merrick Watchorn there in second in that number 91 machine. You got Andrew Smith sitting fourth, Andrew Smith in third, Matthew Gall there in fourth. As Chris Mountain's in fifth, Chris Barker in sixth, Jimmy Pilan there in seventh, with Chris Phillips eighth, Rick Baldwin there in ninth, and Mikey Davino in 10th, or Johnny Hurst in 10th. Johnny Hurst in 10th. Mikey Davino is currently in 11th. Drivers are racking back up. We're going to get back underway. 15 laps to go here tonight for the James Wagoner Welding Gen 6 Series as we're underway back down the backstretch. Fred's going to drop that pace car back on the pit lane, and Barney the flagman's going to go and end up bringing out that green flag and sending the drivers back on their way, heading down into corner number 1. And there's going to be 14 laps to go when that happens. And here we go. Front to back. Side by side. Barney has the wag out. He's waving it furiously as they come storming by down here in the corner number 1. John Daniels out front. Watchorn ends up falling back a little as that inside lane gets to work with the 49 and the 4 of Andrew Smith down there on that inside. Chris Melton doing all he can to get up there towards the front as well. And we're looking almost 3 wide in places as they are storming down here in the corner number 3. And out here in the front stretch, back down here in the front. And Watchorn retakes the lead off that high side. And comes down here into 1 and 2. Daniels sitting there second. Melton there in third. Some pretty fast competitors up front here at Kentucky tonight, as the field hasn't really been stretched out too much. And everybody's still battling close. as we see the 46 of Chris Barker looking to the inside of Matt Gall, but there comes the number 20 of Alex out to the outside, down out around that 46. And out here in the corner, number 1, Baldwin pushing that 46, trying to get him up there into the front and right there at his back bumper. And we got one spinning out there in the back, trying to see who that is. That Jeff Scott involved.
Did not hear him call that caution. He did a check your radio connection, check the one on your headset, on your headboard actually, on your left-hand side, on your headrest.
Oh, coming out of the corner. It looks like Shoe got loose and ends up tagging the 38. So we'll see here the 58 kind of squeezing everybody down the racetrack. Squeezes that middle lane. Taps the front end of the 00. 00 comes down and hits the 38. That sends the 38 up across the racetrack and around. Stephen True then dives down there to get around him. But 38 ends up around here in corner number 1. So under caution again here as laps are winding down at Kentucky. And there is problems with the right front of the Jeff Scott 38 machine. I saw it as we worked through the corner. Again, that is the right front that has damage on that 38 machine of Jeff Scott. There's number 2, another one of James Wagoner Welding sponsored machines. That's Tim Richardson. Lap down here tonight. Jeff Scott now pulls it in the pit lane. There you see what I'm talking about. The right front damage on that machine with the toe on that right front a little bit out more than what it probably should. Hope I'm calling it correct. I believe that's the toe. As the camber, I believe, is top and bottom adjustment. I believe toe is front to back. Side to side, front to back kind of thing. And the camber is side to side, up and down. So got to fix the steering toe on that number 38 machine of Jeff Scott, but he was able to get it around the pit lane. And hopefully not too much time will have to take to get that car back out onto the speedway, as 10 laps to go are on the board. And the number 91 of Watchorn out front. Daniels there in second with Melton there in third. Matthew Gall fourth. Andrew Smith in fifth. Alex there in sixth. Chris Barker seventh with Rick Baldwin there in eighth. Jason Kinney there in ninth. Chris Phillips in 10th. Jimmy Pilon Rowdy and in 11th. Richard Hurst in 12th. So I still would say for Richard, it's still not been all that bad of a day, considering he's still up 11 positions. Doesn't quite have the biggest mover of the race, as that currently is going to Chris Melton up here in third, as he's up 18 spots. But still, 11 positions up from where you started is nothing to get upset with. Everybody's working back around. 9 laps to go now. And it'll probably be about 7 laps to go when we take the green flag. Hopefully we can finish it from 7 to the end. We'll take one more commercial break.
Roughneck Racing would like to thank our sponsor, Wagoner Welding. Wagoner Welding is a family-owned and operated business located in North Wilkesboro, North Carolina. They specialize in custom-built truck beds and framework of all types. You can reach them at 336-670-3427 or visit the shop located at 446 DeHart Church Road.
Alrighty, lights are out on the pace car as we're getting ready to roll. Down here in the corner number 1 once again. And like I said, they're going to take the green flag at 7 laps to go. Hopefully everybody's enjoying the racing that's going on here tonight. And it's been a pleasure being back in the seat here tonight. I know last night, normally we have a Sunday night broadcast, but unfortunately that did not kick off as they postponed that race due to technical and weather problems. So coming down here into the corner number 3, Fred will pull that car off of the racetrack. Cross your fingers, hopefully for the final time, as we're getting set to go 7 laps to go here at Kentucky and hopefully being able to finish this out. Merrick Watchorn out there on top as he wants that outside lane. John Daniels to the inside lane. Then Matthew Gall will be third on that outside, as that outside lane is going to get a little bit of help, being that Merrick is the control car. And down and away, the 49 of Melton, though. He's not no car to really stick around. You really got to keep an eye on him as they come down here in the corner number 1. He's up to third as he pushes Don Daniels up there in the second. Matthew Gall currently sitting there in fourth now, but the number 4 of Andrew Smith is coming up through. Here comes Chris Barker as he gets sandwiched there between a couple of cars. As Alex is up top. Baldwin getting pushed down there to the bottom. Got loose, hangs on to it. And as I see in the picture coming up through, that looks to be the number 22 of Richard Hurst as he tries to make his way up into the top 10. Out front, it's still Watchorn as the number 02 Daniels is currently sitting second. Chris Melton there in third. And battle still going on here for fourth as Andrew Smith looks to the bottom of Matthew Gall. Alex going in between the two as they work off of corner number 4. Barker up as it looks like the 6 comes up and touches Hurst. Richard Hurst, that is, as Baldwin's down there on the bottom side trying to push Chris Barker along. As Hurst is up there on the outside, they are 3 wide in front of Hurst. He's trying to make sure that he keeps everything steady as he don't want to get caught up in anything. As there comes the 46 squeezing up in front of the 6 machine of Chris Phillips. Rick Baldwin down there on the inside. Up front, though, it's still single file with Merrick out front. John Daniels there second with Chris Melton there in third. And that's how it is as they start 4 laps to go here heading into corner number 1. Trying to see where the battle's in lie, as everybody seems single file clear back here to Chris Phillips in that number 6 machine. And it looks like we got one up there into the outside wall. That's the 38 of Jeff Scott and the 00 of Stephen Shue. Nike Davino, he's trying to catch up to the pack, try to pull off a little bit of a run here as the 19 of Baldwin's looking to see if he can make a few more spots. Richard Hurst currently sitting there in 11th. It'd be nice to see if he can get up there into the top 10. Battling there with the 6 machine. A little farther up, though, we got Melton under fire from Alex as Alex moves up there in the 3rd. Now, like we said earlier in the night, Alex had the fastest time in practice, but when it came time for racing, he was a little bit off the pace. Now battling back up front. Merrick, your pole sitter, is now back up there and brings it to 2 laps to go. And the 02 of Daniels is still fighting on. Here comes Alex up here in the 3rd. We'll see how this plays out as there are 2 laps to go down the backstretch. Jason Kinney there in the 66. Chris Melton there in 5th. Matthew Gall back here in 6th. Under fire from the 46. Richard Hurst did get around the 06 and also got around the 4 of Andrew Smith. And the 29 of Piling Round. He moves around the 4 as well as they come up. And final lap. Next flag will end the race. And they're front to back here in the front as Jason Kinney now works his way up there below Melton. And Mountain looking to Kinney looking to the inside of Alex as they come down here in the corner number 3. And they are side by side diving into 3, working off of 4. And it's going to be Watchorn with the win. Daniel's there for second. And it's going to be looking like Kenny. Alex there for third. Not sure. So we'll go back here and take a look at him coming across the line, as I thought it was Kenny coming across the line for third. Alex, though, gets that push off the top side, comes down, drives it real hard into 3 and 4. Ends up the racetrack and hangs on to it there coming to the line. And a 91, little fishtail there coming to the line. No bother, though, as everything worked out. As Watchorn is here at the line for the picture. Results. We'll take a look at them now. Oh, working. Here we go. Results are in. And it's going to be Merrick Watchorn first, John Daniels second, Alex there in third, Chris Mountain fourth, Jason Kinney in fifth, Christopher Barker in sixth, Matthew Gall seventh, Rick Baldwin there in eighth, Richard Hurst there in ninth, Jimmy Pyle and Rowdy in 10th, Johnny Hurst in 11th, Chris Phillips there in 12th, Andrew Smith 13th, Jeff Scott 14th, Stephen Shue in 15th, Mikey Davino there in 16th, and Tim Richardson in 17th. A little farther back in 18th is Matthew Barker. And 19th, John Houston. Jeffrey Ledford there in 20th. James Wagoner will come home tonight in 21st. Mark Morton there in 22nd. Chris Ramsey 23rd. And Brian Hennings finishing the night in 24th. Oh, tough break there for some of those drivers here tonight. We'll see if we can get with the top 3. As Watchorn is here, he is our race winner. We'll start with him here in Victory Lane. Good evening, Watchorn. How's it going? I know you had to fight your way up through that field a couple of times here tonight.
Yeah, no, it was one hell of a battle there.
You definitely had your work cut out, and congrats there, though, on the victory here tonight. Did they give you a little bit more of a running for the money than what you thought they might?
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, I didn't know how everyone was gonna race towards the end there. I mean, we were all coming for the lead and everything else. So I mean, everyone was gonna battle hard for the win, and you know, we were doing everything we could to get back up to the front. I mean, we definitely had the car to beat. Just a lot of mistakes from a lot of people, but you know, that's just part of like racing. Everyone getting used to each other. Around that, I would say like the third to last caution, I think around like 75, I got stuck behind Chris for a hot second. He spun his tires on the restart, and we just didn't really go anywhere. And then we got into 3, and then he almost wrecked in front of me and kind of set me back. But you know, it's just one of those things. I mean, besides that, I mean, with the 4 wide situation I put myself in, that was terrifying. I had to be forced down to the line, and I didn't really like it too much. But hey, that's part of racing in Roughneck. They're no joke. Everyone's a fighter here. Everyone wants the position.
Well, and they're all tough competitors as well. So, who's your sponsors on that machine, or shout outs you want to give here tonight?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, there you are. Hey.
Yeah. Who's your sponsor or shout outs you want to give to tonight?
Yeah, I know. I give a shout out to Twiggy QSA, my friends, loved ones, everything else. Shout out to Roughneck for putting this on, and all the admins who do everything they do best. Shout out to you, of course, for broadcasting and showing the love and giving us the support that we are out here for. And just give a shout out to my girlfriend. I know she's watching. Hi, babe. Love you. Besides that, yeah, man, it was one hell of a battle. Struggling out here. I mean, clean air was king. And tires were just, wish we just kept our tires kind of cleaner than we would like to. I mean, I was sweating those last 10 laps because I knew my tires were a little bit older than the rest of everyone else's.
Well, but you still pulled it off, and congrats on the victory here tonight.
Thank you, Adam.
So that was Merrick. Yeah, Merrick Watchorn there. Our winner here tonight. We'll get with John Daniels, our second place finisher now.
What's up?
Hey there,
Hello.
Daniels. How you doing?
Pretty good, as good as I can be.
Well, you didn't quite hold on for the victory, but you at least got second.
I just lost you on that one. You trailed off.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. I've got technical issues going on. I said, you didn't quite finish on the. You didn't quite take the victory, but you at least came home in second.
Yeah, I just couldn't hold Merrick off there, and one of those things of I don't think I was going to hold him off, but it was going to be a case of shadow him, do my best, and you never know what happens with these kind of races. So, but still, had a good run there and played the strategy right, and still got podium finish. So I can't complain. And me, Merrick, and Alex were all in the same voice chat together, so it's kind of special actually.
Oh, definitely was a great race to watch here tonight. And
you trailed off there again. I can hear the start of your sentence, but that was it.
What is going on here with this thing? Can you hear me any better now?
I got you loud and clear.
Alrighty. Well, I wonder if it's a Discord setting or something, but yeah, the race was great to watch, and I can't remember where you guys are heading to next week. I lost the schedule here for a moment.
I'll pull it up. Yeah, next week we've got Chicagoland. That's a good track for me. So I'm looking forward to Chicagoland. It's a good track for me. I like running the High Line. I have fun with that. So.
All right. Well, alrighty. So, great job, Daniels, and hopefully next week you can have another decent finish.
That's the plan, Jason.
Alrighty. Who's your sponsors and shout outs you want to give tonight for that second place finish?
First, I want to thank the league admins here at Roughneck. Great series they put on. Thank Merrick and the Roughneck heads for getting together, doing this partnership so they could join. I got Find Love or Die Trying, the visual. I've got Find Love or Die Trying here on the hood. Great visual novel, free on Steam, free rim protectors on the side. We got the Wagoner Welding on the quarter panel. We got Mag Real Estate on the deck lid. So thanks to all of them for their sponsors. So I'll end that there. Thank you very much. And I'll hopefully see you very soon.
Alrighty. Well, it'd be great to see you up here on the podium once again, and hopefully you can bring some teammates with you.
That's the plan.
Alright. Well, congrats tonight on second place, and hopefully you have a great week. And I don't know if you race the truck series on Wednesday nights or not, but good luck if you do.
I'll be here for it, and hopefully I'll get the win over Merrick like I did last time out in Indianapolis.
Alrighty. That was John Daniels, our second place finisher, and I believe this is our third place finisher. Good evening. Is this Alex?
Yes, sir.
Alrighty. Wasn't sure what the way your Discord name is. Want to make sure I had the right person. And so you're our third place finisher tonight. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
You definitely were kind of like the rest of them, up and down through the pack a few times here tonight.
Oh yeah.
Was it just
just
tire wear or?
Race. Oh, I was just learning the whole time because I'd never really done a race like this. So my intention, just finish the race and just learn from it. But they were racing hard, so I was like, all right, I guess that's what I got to do too.
They do race hard each and every week, and I don't know if this is your first week with Roughneck or not, but yeah, definitely. They definitely race hard each week in and out and put on a wonderful show.
You're lagging bad for me.
Yeah, I'm getting that from people. I don't understand why. I haven't figured out what the problem is. And I don't know if it's the stupid voice activation from the from Discord. I don't know what it's from.
Might be.
It's acting up tonight now. And it's only on the
Sounds better
Discord
now.
side. I don't know why. So hopefully we get it figured out. I know there's some
Yeah.
technical issues I got to figure out on my end. Not just, my volume for Discord, but other technical issues I got to figure out too.
Yeah.
But great job tonight for that second place. You think you have what in store for next week?
Yeah, for sure. I gotta buy the track, but yeah.
So next week's track you've never run on yet.
No, sir.
That'll make things interesting.
For sure it will. I mean, I'm a quick learner and I got time, so I could just practice.
Oh yeah, you got a week, so.
Yeah. But I had a lot of fun tonight.
Well, that's what we look for is drivers having fun, drivers putting on a great show, which you guys definitely did tonight. Who's your sponsors and shout outs you want to give for getting you in that podium position tonight?
Yeah. So you like cut out the halfway through there?
Oh, I was saying, who's your sponsors and shout outs you'd like to give for tonight?
All right. Shout out. I'm gonna shout out Mr. John Houston, good friend. He unfortunately didn't make it all the way through. And also shout out to Merrick. He raced really hard to get back up there to the front, so he deserved that win. And sponsors, I don't got any, so.
All right, you hear it, folks. If you're looking to sponsor a driver, I'm sure he won't turn you down.
No, not at all. All right.
All right. Well, you have a wonderful night, and are you racing on Wednesday nights as well in the truck series, or are you strictly Gen 6?
All right. Have a good night.
All righty. You have a good night there, too. So, unfortunately, it sounds like my Discord's cutting in and out, and I got to get to the bottom of that as well as some link-up issues within Streamlabs. And we'll get to the bottom of that. I'm going to get with Richard Hurst at some point, I'm sure, to get to the bottom of it. So, have a great night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you so much for watching.